दोस्तों, तारीख़दान बताते हैं कि स्पेनिश एक्सप्लोरर क्रिस्टोफर कोलंबस 3 अगस्त 1492 को स्पेन से निकला और अपने 3 बहरी जहाज़ों के साथ उसने अपने सफ़र का आगाज़ किया। वो असल में इंडिया की खोज लगाने के लिए निकला था, लेकिन आखिरकार उसने 2.25 महीने के मुश्किल सफ़र के बाद ईस्टर्न साइड ऑफ क्यूबा, जो कि बहामियन आइलैंड्स कहे जाते हैं, वहाँ पे उसके जहाज़ों ने लैंड किया। और शुरू में उन्होंने यही समझा था कि हमने इंडिया दरियाफ़्त किया है या इंडो चाइनीज़ बॉर्डर दरियाफ़्त किया है, लेकिन बाद में पता चला कि उन्होंने एक नई दुनिया दरियाफ़्त कर दी है जिसका नाम अमेरिका रखा गया। जब शुरू में यूरोपियंस ने साउथ अमेरिका में लैंडिंग की, तो ये जो मेरे पीछे आपको नज़र आ रहा है नेटिव्स के टिपीज़ जो घर हैं, तो इन लोगों के लिए वो एक नई चीज़ थी, नई दुनिया थी, नए लोग थे जिन्होंने इनकी ज़मीन पे लैंडिंग की। तो शुरुआती दिनों में नेटिव्स ने उनको खाना दिया, उनको सप्लाईज़ दिए, लेकिन बाद में जब यूरोपियंस की लालच बढ़ी सोने की और दूसरी चीज़ों की, तो फिर उन्होंने इन लोगों के साथ मज़ालिम शुरू किए। और नेटिव अमेरिकन्स की एक बहुत लंबी हिस्ट्री है पूरे मज़ालिम सहने की और ये पूरा स्ट्रगल की, जो कि आप ज़्यादातर नॉर्थ अमेरिकन बुक्स में नहीं पढ़ सकते, लेकिन जो तारीख़दान हैं बहुत बड़े उन्होंने इन मज़ालिम के बारे में लिखा है। जी, तो दोस्तों, मैं अभी मौजूद हूँ कैलगरी स्टैम्पीड के नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न साइड पे, और यहाँ पे एक छोटा सा नेटिव अमेरिकन्स का गांव बनाया हुआ है, जो कि जैसे पुराने इन लोगों के ये हट टाइप होते थे, तो ये इन्होंने बनाए हुए हैं। और यहाँ पे अभी यहाँ पे जो नेटिव अमेरिकन्स हैं, लोग जहाँ के, जो कि बहुत थोड़ी तादाद में अभी बचे हैं, और उनकी ज़बानें, इनका कल्चर उनको प्रमोट करने के लिए ये छोटा सा एक इन्होंने गांव बनाया हुआ है। तो इन लोगों का कल्चर बहुत ही रिच है, तो आए आपको दिखाते हैं।
Available here just due to the spacing. But everything you see we do have available. Oh yeah, that one, you have to see that one in the sunlight to appreciate it, just because that plastic sure hides the color.
Because you your was frozen.
जी गाइस, तो मेरे पीछे जैसे कि आप देख रहे हैं कि ये नेटिव्स का एक ग्रुप है जो कि म्यूज़िक बजा रहा है, जो कि इनका ट्रेडिशनल म्यूज़िक है। और इनके पीछे जो हट्स नज़र आ रहे हैं, इनको टीपीज़ कहा जाता है, और एक टीपी के अंदर पूरा एक ख़ानदान रहता है, और हर टीपी के ऊपर एक निशान लग रहा है, जैसे कि यहाँ पे बुल का निशान है, ये एक हिरन का निशान है। तो ये मुख्तलिफ़ किस्म के निशान हैं जो कि इनके कबाइल हैं मुख्तलिफ़ किस्म के, उनको शो करते हैं ये। So, ladies and gentlemen, right now I'm with Mr. Clarence, and we'd like to ask him a little bit about his tribe, his culture, and his language.
Okay, so my language is called Blackfoot or Siksika, and I come from the Siksika Nation, and the Siksika Nation is part of what's called the Blackfoot Confederacy tribes. There's 4 of us. There's Siksika Nation where I'm from, east of Calgary. There's Gana or the Blood tribe over towards Lethbridge, Alberta, down south. not too far from them, we have the Pagan Nation, or Picani. They're actually the northern Pagan. And right across the border in the United States, we have the Amskapi Picani, or the southern Pagan. And we all four of us speak the Blackfoot language. We share the Blackfoot language and the Blackfoot culture. Here at Stampede, we are part of what's these groups, these teepees here. We're actually part of what's called the Treaty 7 tribes, okay? Treaty 7 happened in 1877. That's when all our worlds kind of got changed forever. The Treaty 7 is a peace agreement between the First Nation people that lived here with the government of Canada at the time, Ottawa. So 1877, we became a peaceful tribe, no longer warlike. We agreed to share our world with settlers coming this way, sort of thing.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about your language. Is there any different language if you travel from one tribe to another, or is it just a dialect? So what's the basic difference? And my second question with that is, what about your kids, the younger generation? Do they speak your language, or they are forgetting it?
That's a good question. So the language I speak is called Blackfoot. That's what they refer to it, and it's spoken by all the Blackfoot Confederacy tribes I told you about, the four of us. Right. In this area, we have there's actually three languages that are spoken here in this camp. There's the Stoney Nakota. They call their language a Sioux language from down south. Right. The Tsuut'ina speak a Dene language. So there's three different languages that are spoken in this Calgary area. There's other languages. There's like so many languages throughout the, probably hundreds of languages actually, maybe more.
My second question was about the children. What about your children?
Unfortunately,
are they forgetting it?
Yeah, unfortunately, because of residential school, I was part of part of a generation that was kind of losing the language. Okay, we end up being immersed into the Western culture, Western way of education, writing in books, typing, English language basically. So, unfortunately, because of the residential school system really affected our language systems. So a lot of our children never picked it up. Never picked up the language. There's very few young people that are fluent today, unfortunately. But we're trying to get it back. There's a big movement within the tribes to try and preserve our languages. But a lot of these Stoney Nakota, a lot of their people, they have a higher percentage of speakers of their Sioux language, and like I said, that's pretty. They're pretty lucky because they're kind of like off a bit from Calgary. With us, we're kind of influenced by this big city center, and that's how I look at it.
What about the cultural dresses, like I can see over there?
Yeah.
So do you guys still wear them in your ceremonies, like wedding and the public gatherings or something like that, or they are just for the show when there is some exhibition or something like that?
That's a good question. At one point, we were it was actually outlawed to wear regalia, perform our culture. So here at Stampede, they actually gave us. It was a one time. In 1912, we can actually come here and wear our traditional regalia and perform our songs. But nowadays, you see a lot of our regalia at powwows and ceremonies mostly. But a lot of our people our younger people are trying to get back to our way we do things. So they're actually starting to make stuff that's more cultural.
Thank you so much. I forgot to ask you about the old religions that was practiced by the Native Americans.
Yeah.
So just a 1 minute answer about that. That what religions were practiced by Native Americans back in 1600s or 1700s BC, before the settlements?
There was so many different, I guess you could say, belief systems. It's just it varies from place to place in North America. But more or less, it was all about family. It was all about preserving our land for our future generations. Like not over hunting, not over, harvesting stuff. We actually looked at preserving our land.
What about the wolf? That plays an important role in your
Definitely.
culture.
Well, in Blackfoot,
it has something to do with religion, or
in Blackfoot culture, the wolves are very important to us. Like they actually taught us how to look after our people, basically. If you look at a wolf pack, the most healthiest and most strongest wolves are at the front. And he's led by their alpha.
He's a leader.
Yeah, he's a leader. Right. He makes sure that everybody's, being okay. The middle part of it is all all the female wolves hang out. You know, they're protected. The children, even the old people. At the very end of the wolf pack, you have all the really strong wolves at the back too, and the leaders usually at the back too. Sometimes there's a leader there. He's making sure nobody gets left behind. That's how Blackfoot's traveled from place to place in our territory. And I would say we're semi-nomadic. So the wolf is a big part of our culture. Even the Milky Way, we actually call it Makoyosakoi. It means the wolf's trail. And then we always say, as long as you can see the wolf's trail in the sky at night, on a clear sky, we're always going to have life on Earth. And that kind of makes sense. You know, if it implodes on us, then we're all finished.
Okay, thank you so much.
You bet, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, my name is Gerald, Sitting Eagle. I come from Siksika, which is located about an hour east of Calgary, just off the Trans-Canada Highway. And that is the land that was given to us there. Siksika is part of the Blackfoot Confederacy. The Blackfoot Territory was from the North Saskatchewan, from Edmonton right down to the Yellowstone in Montana, and from the foothills of the mountains right down to close to Manitoba border. That's how big our territory, our traditional territory is.
Okay, is there any alphabet of your
No.
languages? No. So it's just transfer generation to generation,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And the cultures are different too. So I always use an example when I went, first time I went to overseas to Europe. When I landed there, everybody was white.
Oh yeah.
Without realizing that you start going to different countries that they all have different languages.
Yeah, but they still look same.
Yeah, their cultures are different.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yep,
And have a good day.
yep.
जी दोस्तों, तो कैसा लगा आपको आज का व्लॉग? आई होप कि आपको ये व्लॉग पसंद आया होगा। अगर आपको ये व्लॉग पसंद आया तो इस वीडियो को लाइक करें, शेयर करें और मेरा यूट्यूब चैनल सब्सक्राइब करें। इसके साथ अपने होस्ट और दोस्त आफ्ताब रहमून को इजाज़त दीजिए। जहाँ रहें खुश रहें, आबाद रहें। थैंक यू सो मच।